Zendaya.
Yeah. That is not his shorty. That's my shorty. Get out of here.
Welcome back for another episode of the Mixer Podcast. Follow us on anything that has a button. So, I almost said Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, especially YouTube. Subscribe to us, give us a thumbs up, like stuff, Instagram.
Yeah.
Our social media team's super good about posting our clips and really good at picking clips. So definitely like those. I post them all the time. They're super funny, if I do say so myself. But yeah. Welcome back. So yeah, the Mixer Pod on everything. So
At the Mixer Pod.
Yeah, at the Mixer Pod.
If you like to drink, check us out.
Yeah. Are you ready? Do you want to try it really quick before we get into anything else?
No, I want to wait.
I want to
wait till
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the weekend and our party. Shout out to Amplify Culture.
By the way, who are you?
Oh. So in the streets.
Oh God, okay.
They call me Lucius.
Okay.
But you can call me Mike.
Okay. And I'm Shelby the Gemini. In the streets and on social media, they call me Shelby the Gemini, but you can just call me Shelby. But yeah.
You can call me anytime.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
He's not lying.
No, you really can't because I don't answer the phone.
He really doesn't. Phone's always on D&D. Like I've said before, if you're in a ditch, call your mom. Don't call him. Alrighty. Okay, go ahead. Let's talk about the weekend.
Yeah. Shout out to Amplify, Team Amplify, and Parlor. And our two DJs, Asylum and Dom Chronicles, for putting on one hell of a show.
Yes, it was amazing.
Yeah, we for those of you who don't know, if you didn't watch the last episode, Saturday night we had our second event this year, March Madness, 2000 versus 2010. So it was a jersey party. Everyone was rocking their best vintage jerseys. Shout out to Dak City Vintage as well for providing more jerseys if you didn't have one. There's a lot of merch being sold. So, yeah, man, it was a good vibe. I feel like the thing about us is like we do inclusive parties.
Yeah.
Everyone had a good time. There was nobody that I literally like to ask, I walk around and kind of ask it. There wasn't a single person like, music sucks or, I'm not really feeling this kind of vibe or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's like we are heavy on the dance party vibes. It's an inclusive event.
Yeah.
No one's better than one another, and I think we really show that.
Yeah, for
this
sure.
weekend. So yeah, it was a good time.
I would say like the demographic was very, very, very different. I know there was a couple reasons why we had, quite a few different, we had a lot of things going on, but I think there were so many different types of people there, and I really liked that. So it was very inclusive.
Yeah.
Our intention is always to be inclusive, but sometimes things lead more one way towards the other with people who show up. But yeah, no, there was just everything there. So that was really fun.
Yeah,
it was really cool. And you know me, I'm an empath in many ways, in sadness, but also in happiness. So the fact that everybody else was having like a good time.
And the age difference, that was the other thing too.
Yes.
Which made it even more inclusive because the music was from two generations of people. So we had 21 all the way to...
I mean, I know some people personally who are there who are in their 40s. Yeah. Like people actually know
in their
who
40s,
came.
Yeah. I had a good time. We're dancing and everything, just like everybody else.
It was fun.
Parents, what I'm saying? So
parents and stuff.
We had a good vibe. It was a good vibe for sure.
There were some aunties and uncles in there.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. There were old heads in there.
Yeah.
There were old heads in there, for sure.
The OGs, they like to be called. Yeah, we had a good time. So yeah, shout out to Parlor, shout out to Amplify.
Yeah.
Timbo, Jacob, John, the whole team.
Yeah.
For showing up, kicking it. We had a good time.
Yeah, showing out.
Yeah. Okay. How about the rest of the weekend? Good?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was very well behaved. Like Sunday, I went and got brunch, did a little bit of hair a dog. I had a Bloody Mary at Tin Roof, and I had this really fire. It was like, it sounds silly, but like Kentucky hash brown or something. It was like a loaded hash brown with like tomatoes and like turkey, like sliced like turkey brisket breast, like whatever.
Oh, wow.
And I had some spring. Yeah, it was delicious. Okay. It was so good that Joni got it. Joni showed up a little bit after me, and she's like, "That actually looks good." Nice. So she ordered it. So yeah, it was really fire. So it's on their brunch menu. So unfortunately, they don't have it all week, but I think on Saturdays and Sundays, they do a Saturday brunch.
I have no idea.
Okay, I didn't even know they did a brunch menu.
No idea. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tin Roof, sponsor this episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did good. We had a Sunday for me was cool. Typical shenanigans. Ended up at Ale Home. Started at Ale Home. Got some good food. Kicked it with the homies. We did a cool pivot. We went bowling. That was different from any other Sunday. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Really good, cheap idea for a group of friends. If you guys are looking for something different to do, drinks for like half the price of what we normally pay downtown. Totally. So save some money there. And shout out to Ja for putting that together and like getting us to do something different on Sunday.
Yeah, Ja Reezy on Instagram.
Yeah.
JAHREEZY.
Yeah. Shout out to Ja.
How many of you guys showed up? I was down bad yesterday, so I went home.
Nine maybe.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, gang.
Like 9. Yeah, we did a good job. Did a good job. It was a good pivot.
Good.
Real quick. Because I want to talk about it. Wasn't sure if I should, but I'm gonna talk about it. But shout out to Jay and his family.
Yeah.
We don't know what the numbers are yet. At this current junction, by the time this episode airs, we'll know.
Yeah.
But they really, it was a tough weekend with that alone, which also made the weekend busy.
Yep.
Losing our friend, and we haven't talked about it on the podcast, but we did lose a friend, a good friend of ours, a supporter of our mission with Amplify, and one of the homies. You know what I mean? Like we kicked it with on a regular basis. A couple Mondays ago. So we really wanted to show love at this event, and we did that. I feel like we represented well with him. Had a moment of silence, and his go-to drink, the JMO Sprite was the name, the JMO Sprite, but Jameson and Sprite is his go-to. So the family was ultra supportive of us too, like through the weekend. I got a lot of good feedback from them.
Yeah.
And we're excited to get all the pictures back once our photographer and everything goes through it.
Yep.
All the stuff we got from this weekend was fun. So shout out to the family. Sure. And go donate. It's in our link in our bio at Amplify Culture.
Yes, I need to
you can read up about Jay as well if you like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add it to my bio as well on mine. So yeah, go check it out. Go donate. We would be more than elated and happy if we could do that as well.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll have them added to the video.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll have them added to the video. That'd be dope.
Yeah. Click
shout out
somewhere,
Jacob Keith.
wherever it would go, or if it'll be down below.
For
I don't know
sure.
what the kids do these days on YouTube, but yeah.
Humble aggression forever. Shout out Jay Keith.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that. Yeah. Okay, now let's drink because I'm ready now. That was a good.
Let's not be sad.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Yeah.
No, but yeah.
So,
okay.
Tell me what's in it.
Okay,
I have no
idea. This was an act of pure faith. So again, not over technology, but it didn't have a name. But it's tequila and coconut basically, and there is 1.5 ounces of tequila, an ounce each of lime juice and like cream of coconut, I think is what it's called.
Nice.
And I have just decorated the rim with raw cane sugar. I think I said brown sugar in there earlier, but just raw cane sugar and a lime wedge, obviously. Nice. No ice for Mike, obviously, but ice for me. Yeah. I'm going to turn this puppy around and clink.
Cheers.
I'm scared.
Cheers. Shout out Una Familia for the tequila.
Absolutely.
Ooh, I am scared. It's like milk. I like it.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
I don't hate it. I wish we could have added I could have added like a little buffer, diluted a little bit. It's not that the tequila's too strong.
Yeah, it is a little overpowering.
You know what also I think the problem is? Remember, this is a journey for me. I'm not a tequila girly.
Oh, yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
So,
that's facts.
So maybe I'm being just a little bit, I'm always overly critical of myself, but I think it's just like an over criticism just because I'm warming up to tequila. So,
yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm glad you like it. Thank you.
You did a good job. You did a good job.
That makes me feel so good.
Yeah, you killed that. You killed that. I like it.
So yeah, I don't hate it. I love the garnish though. It tastes really good. When you breathe it in, it tastes good. I was actually really excited. I'm like, ooh, this tastes really good.
Yeah, no, this is fire. This is something different. Yeah.
I also want to give a disclaimer. I've never mixed a drink in my entire life, like at all. Like the best that you've probably ever gotten out of me is like mixing like vodka like over ice with like a juice or something, which, you know, anybody can do, but that's the point. I've never shook anything in like a cocktail shaker or anything like that, or even used a jigger to like measure anything. I've never done that in my entire life. So
that's crazy. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into the show.
Okay, so Tyga and Avril Lavigne are together. So if you really want to...
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You didn't interrupt me. It's just the look of shock on your face is
That's
actually
crazy. I've been living under a rock lately, apparently, because what the fuck?
I had forgotten until it popped up on like my social media today or whatever on Snap talking about, I think he had like gifted her something. Like Tyga gifted Avril something that was like super expensive or whatever. I was living under a rock though, because I have a client who's, I think she's 54, 55, super cool lady. She went to like Modson was in town. Do you know who Modson is?
Nope.
Okay, so the only reason why I know who Modson is because of Tiana Mojo. I don't know if you know who she is. She's a train wreck. Okay, YouTube. Very much oldies, like YouTube stuff. And I say like OG or oldies YouTube, which is hilarious because I was watching her probably when I was like in high school, which was like 10 plus years ago. But she was only 15 at the time, so she's only a couple years younger than you and I, but she's been on YouTube since she was 15. Like, I've been watching her since I was like probably 17 or 18. But anyways, so she used to date Bella Thorne, which is like an actual celebrity. No offense, Tiana Mojo, if you ever watch this. You're a celebrity to me, babe. Bella Thorne was like she's like a Disney, like a Disney kid. Like, she was on shit with like Selena Gomez and like, what's that? Tom Holland's shorty? Zendaya.
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 That is not his shorty. That's my shorty. Get out of here.
My bad. You think I mean, I really love you, so I'm really biased, but like Spider-Man, like I don't know if I would pick Spider-Man over you. Not a white Spider-Man, man. Not anyways. Shout out Tom Holland.
Listen. Hey, yo, he's a good actor.
He is excellent.
I fuck with him. I do fuck with him. It's just, listen.
I don't know if he's a triple threat, but he can dance and act, obviously, because triple threat, you got to be able to sing too. He's done ballet his entire life. That's why he was so good at being Spider-Man. Like,
that's how he got it. That's how he got it right there.
Screaming.
Yeah. It wasn't the Spider-Man shit. It was that.
But yeah, so Modson used to date Bella Thorne, and then Tiana and Bella Thorne were like in a threesome relationship with Modson. So anyways, back to my client. She's like, oh, my son, who's, I think he's 24. So him and his girlfriend are always taking my client to like cool concerts. Like, my client met Young Gravy.
That's crazy. What?
This was like like a month or two ago, met Young Gravy with her kiddo and his girlfriend or whatever. The shit was hilarious. She's like, comes in one day to get her lashes done. Do you know who Young Gravy is? And I'm like, do I know who Young Gravy is? Whip a Tesla, which is hilarious because my client drives a Tesla. And she's like, I know, Ross told me that. And I was
that's
like,
crazy.
yeah. So anyways, she goes to all these cool, like youthful concerts, whatever. And so she asked me one day, like a couple weeks ago, if I knew who Modson was. And I gave her the whole spiel I just gave you. And she's like, yeah, but Avril Lavigne, they were engaged. I don't think they were married, but they were engaged for a while, and she dumped him. And I was like, okay, wild. So I knew this a couple weeks ago, but this revelation of her being with Tyga is like crazy.
When did this happen? Is this like?
I mean, I had that conversation with my client maybe like 2 visits ago, so that would have been maybe 4.5 weeks ago.
Damn.
So that Modson.
So they've been dating? The breakup?
They've probably been dating for just a hot minute. But you know how shit go. Like sometimes people just already be with people.
That's crazy. Yeah,
there's like there's an overlap because you know people be on some shit.
That's crazy as fuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So her not being with Modson anymore, Avril Lavigne is within the last like probably 4 to 6 weeks.
How old is she? How old is she?
We were talking about this the other day. I think it was me and Jamie. She's 38.
Oh, okay. So you went okay.
Yeah, we Googled it. We asked Siri in the car. Or maybe it was me and Jess. I don't remember. Yeah, because I was like, that bitch got to be old. No offense. Not that 38 is old. But I was listening to her when I was maybe like 6 or 7 in like 2002.
Yeah, she's been around for a minute.
And that was like, unfortunately, that was 21 years ago. So
I mean, at least he went up in age this time.
You know what? You're not lying. So
wow.
Yeah. Do you remember those memes about when he was dating Kylie and there was
That's
like that meme of them like walking down a hallway? It looked like they were at backstage at like a game or something and they're smiling and whatever. And it's like, hey babe, what'd you learn in kindergarten today? Which we shouldn't laugh about grooming because it's not funny. But he was dating her when she was like what, like 16 or 17?
Yeah. Not legal.
Not legal at all. Not legal.
I guess you could do that when you're rich, but
yeah. Well,
but not really.
Yeah, I mean, people do it just period, but yeah, it's more excused, I suppose.
Facts.
Or the memes about Leonardo DiCaprio. It's like, oh no, you're turning 25. You're not pretty anymore. Because he literally dumps them when they're not, when they 25 years old plus one day.
What?
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that another time. But yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. Shout out to that, actually. Hold on.
What do you mean?
Taking a drink to that.
What do you mean?
That's a savage move.
Yeah, dating girls from when they're 17 to 25 when you're almost 50.
Oh, so they start at 17.
Yeah.
So like if he date, okay.
So when you
I'm
turn 25, he kicks you to the curb.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm not shaming you for what you just said because you didn't understand what I said. So that's okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's still savage. That's still savage as fuck. I can't lie. That's a man that knows what he wants.
Underage girls.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. That's crazy as fuck.
So I was right. So Tyga buys Avril Lavigne a custom-made $80,000 diamond necklace amid
This nigga got
romance.
$80,000. Can we talk about his last record real quick? 'Cause, like, when was that?
I know it doesn't transfer, but that's a cricket sound. Like
actually, hold up. I ain't even gonna lie.
What?
He got into the auto-tune shit recently.
Did he?
With Ice Cream. What was that song? Ice Cream Man. I fuck with that song. I can't lie. Name of the song.
Ice Cream Man, like ice cream paint job. You didn't laugh.
No, because that was terrible. Okay. Never disrespect Ice Cream Paint Job like that.
Listen,
that's a fucking classic.
That's a bop. Oh, dude, we didn't hear that the other night. That didn't get played, did it? It did not.
I don't know.
It should have, because I would have been in the dance.
When did that come out? Like
probably,
05?
Yeah, like 05, 06 probably.
They played a lot of good shit, don't get me wrong. They played a lot of good shit. But they didn't play a lot of like there was an era of like
Party Like a Rock Star, like all that shit.
Yeah. There was a good Southern era that we didn't get. Like he didn't play any Soulja Boy. They didn't play the Soulja Boy stuff I thought about.
You're right.
Which honestly is fine because that shit's been kind of played out. So I feel like that's probably why they didn't get into that bag.
Okay.
They went with like a lot of classics and some good deep cuts that people didn't think about. Because he played some Drake deep cuts that I was like, yeah, we didn't even play this at Drake night. That I was like, everybody was going bar for bar with. So I'm glad they did what they did for sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they just there was like a couple. It's like okay, like staples of those years.
Yeah.
That they missed, which is fine. Again.
Yeah.
And I don't think they played any Kendrick either, which is weird.
That can I be honest? So like 2000s, we all know what that is, but like so we did 2000s versus 2010s. But if I had to be for real, to me that time frame or whatever, I would actually break up into 3 sections. So I would break up like 2000, so like 2000 to maybe like 2004 or 2005, and then I would do like 2006 to like 2000 like 10 or 11, and then like 2012 to like 2014. And to be for real, I wouldn't even really count anything after 2014 or 2015 as 2010s because I feel like it's too close to where we are now. Does that make sense the way music sounds? And again, you can always correct me because I'm not an audiophile like the rest of you.
I would kind of disagree.
Okay.
Only because today's music is
moving quickly.
Well, it's the sound is different.
Yeah.
It depends on where you're coming from. Depends on where you're coming from. But like the whole like the trap beat era that we're in right now, the drill beat era that we're in right now, that like we're talking just hip hop right now.
Yeah, not anything else.
And even R&B to a certain extent with the heavy trap, like the whole trap soul base that Bryson has, like not to say that they did this, but like I hear a lot of that in like the Summer Walkers of the world and stuff like that. Yeah. And the deep bass, Kehlani's used it. It's I love that. That's one of my favorite R&B sounds. But that's not, I don't feel like I had a lot of records like that in the 2015s. We had a lot of like, I wish I could remember the name of the actual audio sound. There's a sound that was really popular that was pretty common in the 2015s. Drake used it a lot. There was a couple out there. But I say that to say, I sort of I see what you're saying. Like, as if you just listen to casual music, the hits, they were virtually the same. To me, I guess what I'm saying is like there's the sound of like 2016 is very different from 19 on. Does that make sense? Like, the way music sounds. So that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, there's like really 3 or 4 different genres of music in the 2010s. I know there's only 2 verses, like one, but to me, those are 4 different sounds. Yeah. Yeah. You know me, I love patterns. Yeah. But yeah. So, which I guess in that case, like there's a couple that we didn't really hit well, I guess. If I had to like put it on there, that would probably be, like that 2014 with the fucking bells, all those songs that had the. I feel like I know what you're talking about. I just can't place it. Yeah. We're going to have to find a song and put it in here. But like, there's a couple I'm like, damn, it's the same fucking beat over and over again. They just changed the synth a little bit or some shit. Like it just made it a little bit different. Anyway, that's the music segment. So there's I may put it to where we can get the visual for this TikTok, but I just saw it on because I was trying to figure out like the history of like how long Tyga and Avril have been dating, and
there was this, I just happened upon this like a week or two ago. So I see this article here, but I remember actually seeing this TikTok with my own eyes.
Yeah.
You know how there's like the messiness of like Kylie Jenner dated him, right? But then also like Tyga has a kid with Black China, but then Black China also has a kid with Rob Kardashian, and then like all that shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's
Catching
more of
me.
it. So Avril Lavigne used to, I don't want to tell you engaged, but a long enough relationship, used to be engaged to or with Brody Jenner, who is Step's brother to the Kardashian Jenners. Yeah. And all types of shit. And then it was this big, it wasn't even like a triangle. Like this hoe was a web. I'm not really into celebrity like pop culture. I've told you this, like they're not people to me. Like they're just, I don't know. They're people, like they're human beings, but I just like don't care because they don't know who I am. They'll never know me, like whatever.
Yeah.
But like I love patterns. I love history. So to me, it's just like a pattern and I love to like read it and like look. And it's just so crazy. So like in theory, Tyga and Avril Lavigne, like they didn't know it yet, but there was a connection probably like 15 years ago. And they even went, so the point that this girl brings up is that when, I'm pretty sure it was Brody Jenner, I don't think it was the other Jenner brother, when Avril and Brody Jenner were together or whatever, they attended like some high profile like A-list wedding together too. So, and then somehow that wedding I think connected back to, I could be wrong about that part, but connected back to like some of the rest of them.
That's fucking,
Isn't that fucking
Illuminati.
insane? Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Some crazy shit.
That's what that sounds like to me.
But yeah, so I'm glad I brought that up. Like I just put that in there just to put that in there. But the look on your face,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
very shook. Well, and how old's Tyga? Do I need to look that up?
I don't know.
Because okay, so Avril Lavigne is 38. I feel like she's having a birthday.
Probably
soon
like
or something.
32.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Right?
Yeah, because I feel like he was our age when he was dating Kylie Jenner, and she's in her 20s now. Finally, how old is he?
33.
Is that age there? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
33.
So yeah, she's only 5 years older than him. Oh, how the turntables.
Right.
Now,
yeah, 'cause it was show. Yeah. Not even gonna get into it, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, how the turntables. It's
I
like
agree.
he's having the game played on him. However, not really, because like I said, she's not grooming him. They're literally born in the same decade. Or at least are within the same decade of age, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Got another topic real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Have you
Hit me with it.
seen Chris Rock's comedy special, his most recent one?
No, I have not. Is it on Netflix?
Can't remember.
Okay, because I don't have Netflix, so I'll have to go over to somebody's house and watch it. I have like HBO Max and Prime, but I don't ever watch any of those either.
I really don't. I only watch TV for real,
I
but
don't either.
This one I found the clips on TikTok.
Okay.
And I just followed the trail.
Oh no.
And so it's his first time speaking out on Will. Yeah, smacking the shit out of him. And actually, I'm we're gonna talk about it.
You want to talk about it next time?
One. I want you to watch it.
Okay.
Because it's interesting. We'll get into it. I don't know that this was like, so I'm a big into, part of me being like a pop culture. I watch a lot of comedians.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was not his best performance. I can't lie.
I was going to ask you, was it serious? Like on that topic? Was the whole special about that?
No.
Or he addresses it?
No, he addresses it.
Okay.
I just think like his jokes weren't as like, sometimes people like, comedians have like they have a go-to type of style, right? Like,
yeah, that's the thing. There's comedic styles.
And I think like that wasn't, it was funny, don't get me wrong. It just wasn't to the level that, or like the type of comedy that you see from him.
Okay.
And maybe it was just him, like he's been out of it for a year. It's been a year now. So he's been out of it for a year. Maybe he's just like, okay, let me work this in. Let me address the monkey in the room. Let me have some fun with it.
Did you see the monkey in the room?
Yeah. Is that the saying?
Elephant.
All right. Well, it's a monkey now because I run this shit.
Period.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is
it really elephant for real? I swear it was monkey.
Yeah, the elephant.
What's the monkey one? There's a monkey one, right?
Not my monkeys, not my circus.
Okay, never mind. I've never heard that before. It's okay. So it's elephant in the room. Yeah. I've never heard that circus question. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, like you and I, when my brother was here last week, like we don't start shit. We'll finish it if we got to, but like we love to see some shit. Like the opposite of that is someone who's like doesn't want to have to see it either, and they're like, not my monkeys, not my circus, not my monkeys, not my circus. Like they're chaining it to themselves because they're like, I don't want to have to address this because it's really not my problem. I don't have anything to do with this.
Sounds like a Columbia thing. I've never heard that before.
No, it's all over social media. People say it on TikTok. It's a well-known.
It's like
TikTok
that's like
audio.
a none of my business type of thing. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
none of my
saying.
business. Yeah, it's none of my business.
Damn.
Yeah, not
You
my
learn
monkey
something every
service.
day. That's crazy. I've never heard
Yeah,
that before.
yeah,
I have
not
never
my
heard that
monkeys,
before.
not
It
my
makes
circus.
sense.
Yeah,
It makes sense. All right, so the elephant in the room.
in the room.
Anyway, yeah, back to Chris Rock. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was a good topic. I thought it was
No, totally.
it was something we gotta check out. We gotta watch. We can watch it together
Okay.
because I don't remember what it's on. But it's very interesting. It's funny.
Okay.
He did a good job, but I
Okay.
think it's not to the same level of like his style
His
that
heyday?
you see. Yeah.
When was the last time he had a special?
Man, it's been a while. It's probably been 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Does he still regularly do not specials?
No,
like
he hasn't
recorded
done
or whatever?
anything. He hasn't done anything in a year. So that's what I'm saying. Like this is his first time coming back since the Oscars.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Understood.
it's been, yeah. And ironically, the Oscars just happened. So it's like, okay, like, I don't know. It's different.
Okay. Understood.
It's a different set.
Uh-oh.
Who's your favorite comedian? Do you
I
watch comedy? Sorry, I should start.
I actually used to a lot. One of my ex-boyfriends and I, we used to watch comedy specials a lot. We would go to comedy shows. What's the one that's up at Zona Rosa? Like an actual like comedy.
Can't think of the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's up there on the back end, on the northwest end. I only know that because I used to work there. Not at the comedy club, but at Zona.
I literally have the Laugh Factory on my mind, and I know that's not it because that's not.
Improv comedy club. I had to see it in my head. I've been there a couple times with different people. Super funny. I've seen Carlos Miller. I saw Carlos Miller when he was here like 2 years ago. That shit had me in tears, and he actually loved the crowd here in KC so much that he actually still went on, and not knowingly. He said, I'm going to kick it with you guys another couple minutes. I think he did more to his routine, maybe like another like 30 or 40 minutes.
Nice.
He fucked with us that hard because it was so funny. The energy in the room was so good.
He'll be back here later this year.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah.
November 18th.
I saw him, I think, a couple Februaries ago, maybe like 2021. Hilarious. Okay. Absolutely hilarious. Okay. It popped up in my Snap memories like last month, and I was like, I forgot I saw Carlos Miller because I grew up watching Wild 'N Out.
Okay, yeah, same.
With my dad. That was actually something we did as a family. We used to watch Robin Big together, and then we'd all watch Wild 'N Out together. So yeah. So back to answering your question. I don't necessarily have like a favorite comedian, but if I had to like actually think of like maybe comedy gold, like old Eddie Murphy is like super good. Now I will say that man disrespectful as fuck. He will talk about literally anybody. We'll say anything, the most off-color shit. Because that was what, like the 80s, like the early 80s? I don't feel like it was the late 80s. Like 81, 83, 84, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
The red jacket one. That's what I call it. I call it the red jacket special. Yeah. And everyone knows exactly which one I'm talking about. Yeah, I saw that, and I remember calling my mom. I probably watched that during COVID because I was bored. I was like, girl, what who let him do that? And she's like...
Yeah, it's a different time back then. Yeah.
My dad used to listen to on tape in the car old Red Fox stand-ups too.
Nice.
So if you guys know who Red Fox is, he's long deceased, right? Yeah. I think. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. But I don't know, like Mike Epps. I think someone was talking about it the other day. Whatever he had recently was not funny.
It wasn't that good.
But I do like Mike Epps. I don't care what anybody says. Mike Epps is funny to me because we quoted all about the Benjamins last time when my brother was here. We love Mike Epps. we are a Mike Epps household or a family. Even my grandma, she loves Friday. You can call her. Granny, what are you doing? Watching Friday. She's so country. She says Friday.
That's my favorite movie of all time, actually. So yeah, say less.
Yeah, hood classic, certified hood classic.
Certified hood classic. Yeah, for comedians, I actually have a Richard Pryor record. I have a vinyl of a performance at my house.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's super cool.
Of one of his early performances. But I would say, I mean, it just depends on the vibe. I've been watching this guy Preacher Lawson a lot lately.
I've heard that name. Can I add a female?
Yeah.
Is it Jennifer Lewis?
I don't know who that is. Never heard that.
If you heard her voice and you saw her face, bitch is hilarious. She's older. She's maybe in like her 60s, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So sorry. Go ahead. But I wanted to give her some credit, or even some more, like that stand up when she had just got out of jail. She literally had just got out of jail and made it to her stand up. Shit was crazy.
No, I gotta watch that. That's crazy. No, I haven't seen that one.
But yeah, but go ahead.
Okay, say less.
I know what you're talking about. I've heard the name.
Preacher Lawson's super dope. I think he's funny. He gives an early Eddie Murphy feel.
Is he a younger guy?
Younger guy.
Okay.
He also, okay, so like he's a more of a family type of comedian.
Oh, like family friendly?
So like
oh, okay.
You know, because Kevin Hart does like a lot of goofy that you could play at a family event, you know, or you could watch as a family. obviously he still cusses and kind of goes into shit, but like Preacher kind of has that same type of energy.
Yeah.
With that Eddie Murphy like excitement, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so he's growing. So he started on what's that show called that America's Got Talent. And,
really?
Got second, I think. I think he got second on American Tops.
You can do comedy routines on America's Got Talent?
You can do anything, any talent.
Oh, I thought it was more like performative stuff or like dancing or like singing and stuff. But I believe you. I just never knew that.
Yeah. He got second or third, I think. That's how I didn't find him that way. I happened to see one of his sets, and then I ended up just kind of following his career from there.
That's pretty cool.
And then But so my go-to is the great Dave Chappelle. That's the GOAT.
Yeah,
that's my GOAT.
Of course.
That's
I'm
my
with
GOAT.
it. I'm with it.
Because he doesn't give a fuck. And he's just unapologetically him. And I think that's like, it shows in his comedy.
Yeah.
And I watch him probably every day, I feel like.
I'd have to say, I didn't watch Chappelle's show while I was out because I had I would have been like 8, so I had no business watching that. But the same boyfriend that I used to watch comedy specials with, he loved comedy. Like he really actually loved comedy. And so we'd watch Chappelle's show. You know how you have like a wind down show before you go to bed? So like I was living in Missouri at the time, so it's legal, but we would smoke and then we'd watch South Park. But if we were like earlier in the evening going to bed, we would watch Chappelle's show to fall asleep.
Okay.
So I mean, I know this is really cliche and easy to reach for, but like anytime he tells stories about reenactments with Rick James are my favorite Chappelle things. They're so funny.
You ain't lying.
Fuck your couch.
That's my guy. Now you got me. It's Rick James, bitch.
Yeah, literally. Fuck your couch.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, that's my guy. I ain't gonna lie.
Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
I forget he's gone. Sometimes I forget Bernie Mac's gone. Bernie Mac!
Yeah, Bernie Mac's up there too.
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac is in my top 5.
Okay, respect. I respect that. Steve Harvey's funny to me. I feel like he's his own little brand of comedian. Okay. Was he actually a comedian?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so he was. Okay, yeah, but the way those people be saying crazy shit on Family Feud, the entertainer? Yeah, I'd say so. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love any movie that he's been in. He's from St. Louis.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
What part?
Oh no. That's
we'll have to
up for St. Louis. Yeah, he's a legend.
Okay, fair enough. I would say so. I've never watched any of his. I knew he was a comedian first and foremost, but like I've only ever seen him in comedy movies. So like as an actor in a comedy film, yes, I like him, but I've never. I can't attest to saying that I've ever like seen just a special, like purely
special. Okay.
Him doing comedy intentionally.
So, yeah. Damn. Now I think it's called Def Jam. I can't remember what year it came out. Well, I'm gonna find it. We're gonna find it, and you're gonna watch it. Because it's got everybody you just named. Yeah. All of them. They all got on the same stage and did.
Are you talking about Def Comedy Jam?
Yes. Yeah. Have you seen that one?
Well, aren't there multiple? Like there's different.
Oh yeah. Every year.
Yeah.
Every
so
year, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen some, but I've never seen like
that. Yeah. There's a couple. I have to think about it. I can't really think about it right now. But yeah. Okay. We're gonna come back to that because there was literally like Steve Harvey, Cedric. It was a bunch of people on the stage. It was fire sets. Bernie Mac was on there too as well. So, yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. The Bernie Mac show is hilarious. I used to watch it as a comfort show as well too. But when he was in Transformers, the first one with Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox, and he's the car salesman.
Yeah.
And I think he actually died shortly after that, or I think he passed away while that was still in production, if I'm correct. I don't remember because I was back in like 2000. I think that came out in like 2008, 2009, the first Transformers.
Great question. No idea.
I have to look
Can't
it
think
up.
about it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I think.
Let's go to relationships.
Okay. So the wild part. So I was talking to Jamie and Jacob and Boss about this. I don't know how the heck it came up, but I was talking to them about this Sunday morning, I believe, and before everybody had to go or they had to go. And we were talking about how sometimes people will, not always, it doesn't necessarily have to do with the person. I guess it just has to do with the relationship, but they'll get into a relationship and then people they've been friends with for like forever, they just all of a sudden just like stop hanging out with literally all their friends and all they do is go to work or whatever the hell it is they do all day, and then come home and be up under their significant other and act like the rest of us are dead and don't exist.
That sounded personal.
Yeah,
that's personal for me.
That did sound personal. It did sound personal.
I got a couple friends like that.
I say I can think of a list.
I live with a person like that. He knows who he is.
Fair enough. And I can even think of people that I'm not necessarily friends with, or like people that are like associates or acquaintances. And I've noticed, I'm like, oh, like, has anybody seen, Jack and Jill recently? And it's like, okay, I know they were siblings. That's a bad example. Has anybody seen, Karen and Steve? And it's
Jane and John. There you go.
Yeah, Jane and John. So, it's like, yeah, no, I think they just like lay low and do whatever and blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. So I want to preface what I'm saying with, I understand that, like, because we're at an age where, like, in history's past, I think that's a double entendre, but in the past, like, you settle down and you have kids potentially, which in this economy today, big fat joke. But historically, like, that's normal. But at the same time, though, my mom was always taking me. I was always going to parties with my mom with people who were married or maybe weren't married, but had kids my age. So like my parents and my parents' friends were still kicking it.
Yeah.
And doing stuff. Sure. So I understand that people get into a different, season, like a different season of their life, and they rather, do whatever. But I'm just like, damn, like, y'all forgot about us. That's crazy. And I know that some people get like bent out of shape about like, oh, well, we don't have to drink to have fun. To the point, how many game nights have we had as a group in the last like 2 months? I'm talking like, we probably have like 5?
Yeah.
Where we literally don't even touch alcohol. We maybe sometimes don't even bring food, but like we'll bring food and play card games or play fun games for like 3 hours, like 2 or 3 hours. And then we're like, all right, y'all, we're old. We need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like we're tired, 10 o'clock rolls around and we're like, oh, okay. Like we're really tired. So like, you don't have to do that. So I don't mean like going out. Like people are just like, they don't go out with us anymore. They don't do anything with people anymore. And it's like, aren't you all bored fucking looking at the same face every single fucking day? Sorry to cuss like that, but it'll be so annoying. Like, don't you get bored? Just like stare, like,
yeah.
Kidding. But yeah, no. So does that make sense? So I know I said a whole lot, but that situation in general, but that I also understand that people go into different seasons of their life and want to have different goals and whatever. But I don't know. I just like, I think our friends are the family that we choose.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine like cultivating and building the relationships that I have with people, especially the ones I formed in my adult life, and just all of a sudden just like throwing that away. Cause like, that's just so crazy to me. Cause like, I love all my people.
So do you think, okay, so I think there's
hit me. Go ahead.
I feel like there's a balance for me. So
I agree.
As somebody who has been there, who has done that.
And I've done it before too. I can think of one person in particular I did that with. I'm not completely free.
I think that, okay, so for me, I think of everything in the root. Like everything to me, the root is they are happy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't care, but I could care less if that's being happy hanging out with me or not. Yeah. That makes sense. As long as they're happy, that I know that they're happy. That's all that I care about.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I can control. I really can't even control that for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
No, understood. I agree.
So as a friend, if that situation comes, I will always make sure that I will always put their happiness first. That's all I can do. Yeah. At the end of the day. On the opposite side of that, I think there's a part of like, obviously it varies on the person, but if like me personally, the thing was like, I'm a nightlifer, social butterfly.
Are you talking about as the friend or the person in the relationship?
The person in the relationship.
Okay, you're back to the relationship.
Yeah. The person in the relationship. So me being in a relationship, I can understand having someone that's not to say that like, if they cut you off, like if I had to cut off some friends.
Yeah.
Or spend less time with them, I think that is a value worth taking.
Okay.
If I were to succeed, not just in my relationship, but just like with my own happiness in that relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm hearing you.
So, and it might be like, this might be just like as a guy, like I feel like guys, you really hear this with guys a lot. And I know that girls get it too, so I'm not trying to say that. But I know with like guys, it's like, okay, like I have a lot of female friends. That's a to a lot of females that may be not necessarily seen as a red flag.
That's just a red flag.
Yeah, not necessarily seen. I was gonna say that, but like not necessarily seen as a red flag, but like okay, like
the time, like your time is in your nightlife and your whatever, or your friends. It's
just in general,
it's being
the
spent
time
with all
being
these ladies.
spent. Exactly.
But instead of me and I'm supposed to be the lady.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's not, and
I get it.
It may not be seen as equal.
Yeah,
or even if it is, even if it actually is, it may not be seen as equal because they feel like they should be valued more than the other.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, it's like, okay, can you, like, I guess as a guy, is there you never really feel like there's a balance when it comes to that. Usually if you're already in the relationship, most of the time we're already simped anyway. We're not about to lose no pussy. So you might as well just, I'm going to see y'all niggas when I see y'all. Let's just be honest. Let's be real here.
Oh, Lordy Jesus. Okay. No,
and I'm going to give up no, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I've lost, and I'm not saying like I've lost friends. Like, no, you know, my best friend, just one of my best friends for the longest just got engaged. Shout out to Jacob and D. But I mean, yeah, they were together almost, it's been 3 years now, 3 or 4 years.
Oh wow, okay.
Misquote if I'm wrong. But it's not like we still kicked it on occasion. I really get to see him that much.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm outside. She ain't gonna let him outside with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it.
You know,
but he knows he can always still hit me up. We still talk, still chat up every once in a while, catch up with each other. Yeah. I got to shoot his engagement photos, which is dope. Yeah, I did that a couple weeks ago. Okay. That was super fun.
That's really valuable to me. That would be very valuable to me to still know that I could be like included in like someone's, you know, something like that. So like you said, still, you know, catch up periodically. And I guess, not to interject, but I guess what I'm saying is like there are people that don't do what you're talking about.
Yeah, there
like
is.
They don't make a point. They like completely cut like everybody off, and it's just like,
oh yeah, I have. Like I said,
I know
lived with a person that was like that.
Listen, I know the dating get crazy,
and she said it.
But no, that's super cool. I love that you got to do that. That would make my heart feel so fuzzy. My heart feels fuzzy for you. That's actually really sweet.
Yeah, actually, Drake night. It was the night of Drake night, the day before Drake.
Are those the homies that came from like Houston or Dallas?
Yep. Houston.
Yep. I met them. Yeah. Oh, I follow old girl on Snapchat.
Yeah, there you go.
Because she was, I'm not gonna say too much. I think she was just overstimulated. I think there was a lot going on at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And she was trying to kick it, and there was just a lot going on. So
yeah. They had a lot of people with them.
It was deep.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
There was a lot of people. They were quite a few people deep, for sure. But yeah,
that's the whole fam though. Shout out to all them.
Say that. No beef. No
those
issues.
Are my guys. Those are my guys. Those are my dogs. I got all the pictures in the world with them that night. So,
and I met the homie too. I met the groom or soon to be groom as well too. I met both of them.
Yeah, those are my Yeah, the stories we could tell.
Oh,
I will not.
Yeah,
let's not because I don't know what she knows. But that's my dog. He knows. Hey, man, I miss you, brother.
Fair enough.
I know they're back in Houston, so have a good time.
Cool.
I'll be down there soon. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, so and I'm not saying them just in general. I use them because they were good. They were the perfect balance for me.
Yeah,
right. Like that was a perfect balance for me to be able to still kick it with Jacob. Like
or
Gumbo is what he's known as. That's what I call him. So I'm sorry. I know he got transferred to Jacob when he put the ring on it now, so he's different. But that's Gumbo to me. But yeah, that's my guy Gumbo. But yeah. So, but then I have like I have another group where it was like he thrived on the intimate interaction. Another friend of mine who thrived on the interaction and with his girl, and that's just what they were. And I understood it. And like I said, I get it because I'm always out. I'm always around other people, other women. If that person's not secure in that or they don't feel confident in that, whatever the case is, that's a different conversation that doesn't have anything to do with me. So in that case, I get it.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to intervene.
Yeah.
I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah,
as long as he's happy, and I know he is because it looks like it really is. I've been seeing him lately. We haven't talked, but I've seen him lately. I know that he's happy. That's all that matters.
You know what, Mike? You really I still feel the way I feel. However, you've given me another avenue to look down and peer down. And it brings me back to something. You know what? You really just called me out without knowing that you called me out, because I'm notorious for saying that, it's not happened a lot, but sometimes you have to love people from a distance.
Right.
And you just saying that, like, you know what, if they're happy and I can see that, then that's fine. And that's good enough for me. So truly being happy for people. But yeah, I've had to do that with people in my life. I've had to love them from a distance because it's like, I still care about you. And in various situations, friendships, family members, even, homies, like whatever, or, former significant others, like I can't interact with you. I just gotta love you from a distance. So you know what? Mike, you just gave me a new
I'm gonna
perspective.
give you some advice, and this is just something this is the most resonating advice my dad ever gave me. You have to love him enough to let him go.
Yeah. I think that's a cousin to the phrase that I used.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I think that's a good, to me, that's what went. That's where my mind went.
No, I'm with your pops. I am hearing what he's saying for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I think sometimes it's even wanting more for them than they want for themselves. Yeah. J. Cole.
That too.
So I'm talking about my guy. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. Like I feel like I'm
with it.
You get into those I don't know, there's just some relationships where that's what it is. And again, like I said, I get it. So I'm not trying to like discredit it either way. But it does suck too. Like I'm not trying to say like as a friend, it does suck too. And like I think you're still within your right to be like selfishly sad about not having your friend around. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like losing a friend. But like we have in our group, we have a couple, you know what I mean? Morgan and Joelle, who are dope as fuck together. And they thrive together with us. And so, and they're smart enough to know when I'm on my bullshit to leave me alone. So, yeah, absolutely. So, I think they have shown me a way to like balance that. Yeah, my relationships and I haven't seen yet.
And I feel like I don't know how old they are. Are they close to my age to me?
Our age, yeah.
Okay, I think sometimes, not to patronize them, but I feel like we're like a little treat for them because like when they come kick with us, like they kick it with us and they come to our events and they support us and they'll pop up, and even if they're not there, raging the whole night long, they'll still be there for a significant amount of time, and they know when, not that they know when to bow out, but when they are ready to go, they're like, okay, like thank you for having us, like we love it. We'll see you next time. Like I remember at Block, probably not the last time we were there, but one of the last times, Joelle was like,
"Gotta go.
We gotta go." And we're never mad at that because we know that they still want to be with us and they want to kick it and whatever, or just be involved because right. I feel that way about some of my friends who have had kids. A lot of people, when you have kids, TT Shelby loves the kids. So like I joke with John all the time. I'm like, oh, I need to tell you what Ann said to me. But anyways, I'm always inviting my friends who still have kids to stuff. And a lot of the time, unfortunately, they can't oblige me because they don't have childcare or they're tired. They just don't feel like it because those badass kids be stressing them out all the time. I'm kidding. I love all my nieces and nephews, but that too. But like, I don't know. So kind of a different little topic, but I'm notorious for still including married people with kids, or even if they're not married, you don't have to be married to have children and be happy together. But if they have kids, and also, perfect example, I didn't come out with you guys yesterday because I left brunch at 10 to go watch one of my little nephews, not blood nephew, obviously. I don't have any of those yet, but watch my nephew play his little flag football game with my friend. They have him and they have another little boy. That's valuable to me. I love kicking it with them. It was wholesome. It kept me out of a whole lot of shit yesterday because I saw Snapchat stories today and videos and stuff this morning when I woke up, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I was kicking it with a toddler, a fucking 2-year-old, and two grown adults, because I'm like, I could have been in some mess. But anyway,
shenanigans.
I think that's a perfect example. Morgan and Joelle, they know it's not even a limit. It's not even like they're like, oh my God, okay, we have to go. They're just like, hey, like we've seen what we need to see. We've seen enough.
Yeah, we've seen you guys. Got to kick it. Had a good time.
And they have a good time. There's no beef. There's no issues. Like, or at least not that we know of. But they just look like they're having a good time. And a lot of the times they look sad to leave.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they look sad to leave. But yeah,
but no, they do. But I think they know their strengths and weaknesses. They have a good balance.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Shout out to the two of them, and they're hilarious. I can't put enough emphasis on that. The two of them are so ridiculous. They're so funny. They have a good time. They like to dance. They like to come to our events and just kick it and play games with us. There's some of the people we'll play card games with. They're always there. Anytime we have a game night, they are there. They're there and they're ready to go.
They're ready to go. All right. Random fact time.
Okay. So I saw a TikTok about this literally last night, or the night, probably not the night before because it was parlor night. But so I think it was last night. I'm going to get my phone and show it to you, but then I'll like do the TikTok or I'll screen record it just in case. So basically the history, I don't know why this all disappeared. The history of Arabic numbers, which is the numbers that even as, American people, you and I use, how the value, and apparently this is true, like the value of the number. Did you know this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay.
Over my head right now.
I have to make sure we're screen recording still. I think we are. We are. Okay. So I'm just going to write these out. So this is going to be really ugly, but I write my ones like this if I'm writing like on something to make sure, you know, people don't think it's a 7 and then I cross my 7s. I'm just going to do a couple and I'm going to stop at 5. There, and I'm going to change color so you can see this. And I'm actually not good at math. So the fact that I like understood this, because I don't think this has anything to do with math, it has to do with patterns. I understand patterns. This is why this makes sense to me. 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles. There's another one there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
4. I think I missed one over here. I may have fucked that up actually. I think it's on the outsides. I fucked this up. This bitch, not this bitch. This girl made it look super simple. I think 1, 2, 3. Am I missing one? This is so embarrassing because the way this girl, she actually gave a visual. She actually screen recorded it and did all the things. So does
each one have its own, like for a number, the number is created because of the angles?
Yeah, the value. So she actually literally talks about it. So then let me see, this is so embarrassing because it makes it look stupid. I'll have to find the TikTok, but to the point of the point of values, if you go, let's go back to purple really quick. Okay, it disappeared. Fuck it. So 0 has no like angles. So there's no value. So that's why it's 0.
It's coming from the old Arabic numbers. This is the 1, which means there's only 1 angle, so it's 1. 2, which is have 2 angles, which mean 2. 3, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the other 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 0, there's no angles.
Interesting. So, okay. Never mind. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
We're going to watch the video.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there.
And we'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll go from there. Because it's like, I'm thinking like 1 and 7. How would you do 7 times?
That's like literally what I'm thinking of. The 4 is what screwed me up because I'm just like, wait a minute. She made the 4 look right too. And she did. So I actually write my 4s that way to where they look like a square, like a boxy 9. I actually do my 4s like that every day. So I don't do the traditional 4. Or that, well, I guess that's technically not the traditional 4, but I don't do like the regular, like the American 4. I do the European or the Arabic 4. And I cross my 7s as well too. So maybe that's where it comes from, the crossing of the 7.
That would make sense.
I do my 7s like that on everything.
That would make sense.
My grandparents taught me to do that because they did a lot of stuff European style. They're not European, but they lived in Europe for a while. They have lots of European friends. Like I used to joke that my grandparents had like the United Nations. Like they had these are my white grandparents. Lots of black friends, lots of Croatian friends, German friends. My grandma spoke German until maybe like the early 90s.
Wow.
Because she would go to Germany for sure in the summer for a while. And her family historically hadn't spoken German, I mean, since like pre-Civil War.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think my mom's mom can trace her family back to, with documentation, like thorough documentation, I think like 1832.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My granddad.
Educate me.
Yeah, it's a different story. But yeah,
Nice.
my grandma's mother, her maiden name is literally a German colony in Ohio that still exists today. It's called Kessler, Ohio. And that is literally what my great grandma's maiden name was. Her name was Wildebelle Kessler. And she's from Ohio. I knew they used to call her Granny Kessler, I think. Or maybe her mom was the Kessler. I don't freaking remember. It don't matter. It does matter, but not to this story. But yeah, it's super crazy. And I learned a lot of stuff actually during Christmas about like her childhood. So my great grandma's childhood, very tragic in some ways and very dark, but very interesting. And I think it made sense as to why she was wild. So her name was Wilda, but they used to call her Wildy.
Wow.
But yeah,
Wildy.
but anyways.
That's Wildy.
Yeah, Wildy Bell. Yeah, very wild.
Plug me. So you got a shout out? I got a shout out my own.
I already shouted her out last time, but I'm going to shout her out till the day I die. But my girl, Jones Jewels, my necklace, I did not check to make sure that it was out the whole time. My bad. But it's this little pendant. Does it have a rose on it, I think? Like a flower. Is it a flower?
That it does.
Yeah, it has a flower. She has lots of pop-ups. I wish I knew off the top of my head when her next pop-up is because I would plug 12th. Is it Night Market?
Yep.
Thank you. Crossroads Hotel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the Crossroads Hotel, is it a Thursday, correct?
Actually, I think it's a Wednesday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so that week is going to be...
That's going to be a busy week.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so it is a Wednesday.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so yeah, Night Market.
Let me double check that while you talk,
okay.
while you continue.
So I'd like to shout her out.
Yeah. shout out Casey Night Market too, because Quincy, also part of the fam, has been doing an excellent job with this. This has put on a lot of people.
Tons.
April 13th, so it is a Thursday. Sorry.
Okay. So
April 13th. Okay, there it is.
Because is it always the second Thursday of the month?
Yeah. Every couple of months. It's like every 2 months.
Okay. I
know
that.
it comes so fast because we be doing a lot of shit like this, but they it's every couple of months, so it's not super
saturated.
Yeah,
that's good.
And it's usually something like 65 different small businesses.
And
so go check it out. Yeah, it's a lot of cool merch, a lot of cool stuff going on. DJs, music, drinks, a curated menu for food. Yeah,
everything.
Crossroads Hotel has a great space. Shout out to Crossroads Hotel as well.
It's really beautiful.
Sponsor this episode.
Absolutely. So yeah, I want to plug that too. I want to steal off of his little plug that he did there, but well, not little, but huge plug. But yeah, shout out to my girl Jones Jules. You can follow her on Instagram. And not to flex for her, but some people will ask me where I get stuff if they see me. They're like, "Oh, where'd you get that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's my homie Joni." They're like, "Oh, Jones Jules, I already own some of her stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, good for you." I helped her put stickers on her first ever stuff before the night before her first ever pop up event. So eat that. So. That's my unhumble flex. But yeah, so I'm always going to plug Joni until the death of me. But yeah, so what's your plug?
Yeah. So I'm actually going to go, obviously I see me always wearing a 21 hat. So shout out to Trey, our partnership. This is the next company that I'll be working with. It's called Lux de Rue. And it's actually for my homies down in NOLA.
Okay, yeah. I see the spade.
They're Creole. They're a Creole family. So
love that.
Shout out to the Prejeans. That's her name, the Prejeans. They have a Prejean collection as well. You should definitely check them out.
Fair enough.
LuxDerue. That's how you do it. Lux de Rue. All one. That's actually my barber / tattoo artist.
Okay, cool.
His brother has a line. This is his brother's line.
Oh, okay.
So he's been designing for a while. I've had a lot of his pieces. But because I have like all these other like brands, Made Mob, I work with a lot of people. Yeah, I haven't been able to really rock his stuff a lot. Yep. So I wanted to make sure I wore it today because I wanted to show some serious love. So
absolutely, I love that. You can always catch Mike in plugging somebody's stuff or a flannel.
Yeah, facts.
There's no in between.
I'm gonna drop my own line of flannels. That's my goal. To
just quickly add on to what he wears, someone made a comment to me yesterday. I think I know who it was, but I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But they were like, last night, meaning Saturday night at Parlor, because it was a Jersey party. That's the first time I've ever seen Mike wear something that wasn't a flannel or, a brand like a brand that you're supporting.
Yeah.
They're like, am I crazy? And I'm like, no, I never thought about it till you brought it up. I'm like, yeah, he's either in a flannel, always has a 21 hat on for the most part, and is rocking like a friend or a brand or somebody that he's like really supporting, which is cool and great, whatever. But it was just funny to us because we like had like this like realization.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have a uniform in a way without having a uniform.
Yeah, I want it to be that way. I'd rather it be that way.
Because and I love that.
I don't. Okay, so here's my theory. Mm-hmm. When I started like really getting into social media and stuff, I realized that I had my own. I built a platform, right? And I was like, I need to utilize this better. First of all, love flannels, but that's beside the point.
I wore one inside today.
I didn't want to. I realized that I had an opportunity to market other people other than just the brands that are already making money. So
yeah, absolutely.
I have a lot of pieces. I have a lot of shit that I never really pull out, only on occasion. Mm-hmm. Because I was really big into like obviously fashion in general, but I realized that I had opportunity like just to start rocking everybody else's stuff. I'm out all the time. I'm already networking, meeting people. Yep. I could plug them as well. So that was my ultimate goal with it. And about 7 months ago, 7-8 months ago, probably a little bit longer than that. Yeah, about 7-8 months ago, starting with Trey, with 21, the 21 experiment, it just took off on its own thing. I was making content for him, and then it was just like, okay, all these brands wanted that. Yeah. Like, well, let me exchange. I do a lot of nightlife stuff as well, so I can brand this stuff. You have a lot of content from me because I'm always in it, and we'll utilize it obviously to help expand the brand and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of an influencer of sorts is how I started, and now it's like to me, it's like, why not get paid to wear the stuff you like wearing anyway? So instead of them paying you, instead of you having to go to the store and buy the shit every time, you know what I'm saying? Gotta think outside the box. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Say less.
Okay.
I guess I'll wrap it up.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I was about to say welcome back. I'm weak. Well, first let's start with this. Just before as we break this out, comment in our on our YouTube,
yes,
in our Instagram,
please.
who you would like to see on the podcast.
Yes.
It could be anybody. We'll definitely shoot DMs. Like I'll shoot a DM at Drake right now, or Zendaya, whoever.
Yeah.
Probably I shoot DMs to Zendaya every day, so she'll respond one day. I know. Manifest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she'll be on the podcast. Manifest. So yeah, let us know who you'd like to see on the next episode. Thank you for checking us out. Please follow us, like, and subscribe on all platforms. YouTube. I was gonna say Facebook too. See, I was thinking about Facebook. YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
Absolutely.
At the Mixer Pod.
Yep.
I'm Mike.
I'm Shelby.
Thanks for checking us out.
Cool.